What's up, guys? I'm DK Wrestler, and today we are at the Niagara Falls Convention Center for Niagara Falls Comic Con 2025. Unfortunately, I wasn't here last year, but I am here this year, and not only that, media passes this year, so as you may see, it's a little empty because I actually ended up getting in here early. And I guess if anything, the first thing I'll show you guys is this Optimus Prime Transformers transport truck. Alright, so we're here at the Fly-By-Night booth, which I remember this booth from a couple of years ago. We do got some cool pops like the animal right there. I did notice right here a Captain Rex for New York Comic Con 2018, which is always sweet to see. Some of those OG Scooby-Doo pops. We got Roadrunner, the original one, along with Wile E. Coyote, both releasing from the Funko shop. This one I haven't seen in a long time, being Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman. And of course, for all you anime fans, we do have quite a bit of Dragon Ball Z, including the San Diego Comic-Con 2015 exclusive Golden Frieza. And then we got ourselves a flocked Mewtwo from Pokemon. Some video game pops like Coco Bandicoot from Crash Bandicoot. We got Banjo-Kazooie. We got some Five Nights at Freddy's, Sonic the Hedgehog. We do have here a Freddy Funko as Skeleton for the Halloween series. I believe it was one, actually, now as I think about it, for the NFTs. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pops right here with the Jinzo with Time Wizard, the Dark Magician Girl, and the Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's a box lunch exclusive. It's the metallic version. Kind of hard to see with the glare, but you can see with the price points. And then we got some of the more spicier meatballs here with the Fugitive Toys exclusive Dr. Doom, Logan from OG Marvel. We got the glow-in-the-dark Anti-Venom. And then we got some older DC Comics pops like the Penguin, the Riddler, and that bank robber Joker that is so highly sought after. We got a really cool setup here for Star Wars, where it's basically one of those speeders from Star Wars Episode 6 Return of the Jedi, which is really awesome. You can actually see a Tusken Raider mask as a part of the setup, along with a bunch of different droid heads. Right here we do have a wicked Scooby-Doo display with the voice actor, I believe, of Scooby and Shaggy with his own setup here with a bunch of different merchandise. First thing that I noticed, I believe, are Loungefly bags of Velma, Scooby, and the Scooby Gang. You got some photos here that are autographed along with some figures. There's even these cool little cards here, like one of them being Scrappy-Doo from the live-action Scooby-Doo. Some fig pins, which I haven't seen fig pins in quite a while, with, of course, Funko Pops with Scooby-Doo. Of course, we got an autographed Velma, Scooby-Doo from the Scoob movie, and then another one right there, Witch Doctor, a Charlie the Robot NFT pop, along with the Headless Spectre, all being autographed proto as Scooby-Doo. So we are at the Top Shelf Collectibles booth, which they were actually at the Kuya's Collectibles show that we were at a few weeks ago. But right here, we got ourselves some WWE pops. Of course, I got to look at them. Gunther, Rikishi, LA Knight, Liv Morgan, or hold on, let me restart that. LA Knight, yeah. Io Sky, Eddie Guerrero, Finn Balor, Bam Bam Bigelow, that's a Walmart exclusive, Beth Phoenix. Once again, we do have tons of anime pops right here throughout different licensors. Then just straight up animation with Looney Tunes. We got movies like Lord of the Rings, and then there's some Rocks pops right there. And then right here we do have a sweet Star Wars section. Got some of those OG pops like the Imperial Guard, Chewbacca, and Princess Leia. But what caught my eye was some of the deluxe NFT pops. We got ourselves the Luke Skywalker, which was the grail of 1980 pieces to commemorate Empire Strikes Back's release year. We got Han Solo and C-3PO. These two are actually probably my favorite of the set. And then right here, we do have a nice black light Funko Pop setup, Ghost Rider, a pop I once had in my collection. Then we do have some Disney and Marvel right here. And as we go up, another set. And then we have another display here with some Universal Monsters. We got Stranger Things with Eddie, the 4-pack from Spider-Man. Right beside it, we have a sweet setup of Funko Soda Chases. Some older pops like the set of 4 of Futurama, which is pretty sweet to see. We got some older pops like Jay and Silent Bob. There's also some Freddy Funkos, along with more NFT pops here. Some autographed pops right here. Yoda, Mojo Jojo. We do have a Bee Rabbit, not autographed, but it is a pretty rare pop. Clark Griswold, Rikishi, Leatherface. So we are at the Funko Pops and Collectibles booth, and the first thing I notice here are some of the Graily pops. We got Breaking Bad right there, a couple of them being Heisenberg, Hank Schrader, we got Saul Goodman. There's also some Big Bang Theory pops, and of course Back to the Future, one of my favorite sets to collect, including the fun exclusive Marty McFly. We do got a Doctor Who section, some of the OG Friends pops, we got Game of Thrones, Kill Bill right up there, and I do notice some of the Office Funko Pops, which are really awesome to see, but a lot of these I actually do have in the collection already. Then right here I did notice the entire new set of Saved by the Bell pops, which I do have all 6 of the OG pops, but I don't have any of the newer pops yet. Speaking of older pops, we got The Walking Dead, and recently announced we had the newer version of this pop being Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen. And as we are inside of the booth now, there are wall to wall, shelf to shelf of all different Funko Pops here. We got some of the newer Futurama Pops, as we already looked at some of the older ones over at the top shelf booth. We got the Cookies and Cream Bar, the new set of Barney Pops, which we did see Baby Bop at my local GameStop, but we didn't see the Barney itself. So this is the first time I'm actually witnessing the Barney Pop in person. So we are at the BNK Collectibles booth, and we have, of course, a ton of wrestling figures, which if you're looking for a great selection of wrestling figures, there's no better place than here at BNK Collectibles. But of course, we got to look at the WWE Pops here. There's some fairly new ones that I haven't actually seen in person, including the Dudley Boys 2-pack, the Fanatics exclusive, some of the OG Pops, like the very first WWE Pop of John Cena, Undertaker, which I do own, The Rock, we got Nature Boy Ric Flair, Kevin Nash, which is the Chase of Diesel, Mick Foley, Iron Sheik, Jake the Snake Roberts, Sami Zayn, LA Knight, yeah, the final boss, it's gonna be Bloodline Rules, Rock, and then some non-WWE pops here with Dragon Ball Z. I do see a Splinter right there. We got some Pixar pops like Rex, which I actually do have in the collection, one of the very first pops that I purchased. And then right here we do have Kurt Angle, who is actually going to be here at Niagara Falls Comic-Con, which is pretty sweet. We got the Ultimate figure, can't wait for the new one to come out. We are at the MyPops.ca booth, and I guess the first thing that I noticed on display is an 18-inch Boba Fett, along with some of the other 18-inch pops like Batman, which I believe was the very first one. Do have a selection of Dragon Ball Z. Then we got Yu-Gi-Oh!, which you guys know that I do collect Yu-Gi-Oh!, but from what I'm looking at right now, besides maybe the Funko Pop Plus, I pretty much have the entire set, and then also some of the newer commons like Yubel that I don't have yet. I don't think I've showed off anything One Piece related yet. Luffy Gear 2, which in Canada was exclusive to MyPops.ca with their own sticker. We got the Tony Chopper, the flocked version. And then as we go here, we do have some of the older Halo Pops with the different Spartan Warriors. We got here the 1,000-piece Funko Fusion Chucky, which is cool to see. Then we got a selection of some anime autographed Pops from various animes. Then we got the Simpsons right here, which one that I know that my co-host MD Shady has been on the hunt for is the C2E2 2024 exclusive Poochie. And there's also the Evil Homer, something I haven't seen in a long time. It's the Pop Rides of the Turtles van with Mikey. This is pretty sweet. I can see it from the side view at the moment. And then of course Kang and Kodos, which is cool to see. Once again, as I'm looking at some sports figures like WWE, I do notice a pop that I've been heavily debating on getting. That is the new Hall of Fame Fanatics Kane. I haven't really looked at much ad icons because MD Shady is also on the hunt for some of those. We got some Cornelius, the Meal Squad French Fry, Smaxy the Seal, Big Boy, Tony the Tiger Surfing. There's also Jollibee, which you don't really see that Jollibee too often. So we are at the Rollout Collectibles booth. It's the first time I'm seeing this in person. The new Superstore Funko Pops, all 3 of them, Amy Sosa, Garrett McNeil, and Dina Fox, my favorite character. And then here we do have some more rarer pops, like the entire 5-pop set of the Powerpuff Girls. There's a Stan Lee right there, only 500 of them made, and something that caught my eye, of course, because I am a fan of Toy Story, being the OG Alien, which is really awesome to see. It's been a while since I've seen that pop. I am K9 Pop 3. and now people are starting to roll in. You can see that it's starting to get packed. So we're at the Darnum booth. There's a Freddy Zombie. There's also an Eddie Funko, which is a pop that I enjoy thoroughly. And speaking of pops that I enjoy thoroughly, the Flocked Bullseye from Toy Story. This was the set that came out in 2019. Right here we do have a chase variant of Alexa Bliss with her attire from WrestleMania 37. There's also some OG TMNT pops with Leonardo, Raphael. We got the new Dexter Morgan, that is a bloody variant, Little Pale Girl. We got a Surf's Up Joker Freddy Funko, Ted Lasso, Box of Fun Surf's Up Batman, so these two go very well together. Some NFT pops right here of Barney Rubble and Wilma Flintstone for the Flintstones lineup. The Nun from The Conjuring 2. We also have the Scarecrow from the Dark Knight set. The Jolly Jacko, that was a New York Comic Con exclusive from last year, limited to 1,000 pieces. We got the new, and I actually didn't think I would actually see any of these pops in person this quickly, the new Demon Slayer pop that you can only get as a part of the fan rewards. This was under the legendary category, limited to 1,200 pieces. And speaking of very rare pops, MD has been wanting this flocked animal from New York Comic Con last year, 1,500 pieces. And then right here we do have some older pops like the Walgreens exclusive Anakin Skywalker, that blue Kratos from New York Comic Con. I believe it's got to be 2015, 2016. I remember seeing this being shared on my local GameStop when it first came out. It's been that long since I've seen that. Twisty from San Diego Comic Con 2015, the New York Comic Con Unmasked Power Armor, the black and white Thing. We got that bloody Ghostface from Hot Topic Scare Fair last year, the Golden Bender, that is a San Diego Comic Con 2015 exclusive. This pop, I actually don't think I've seen this pop in person ever. The all-purple Mark Hamill, that was only exclusive to Designer Con, limited to 1,000 pieces. We got part of the set of the 100, which has Lexa, Lincoln, and Clark. Then we got Ellie from The Last of Us. We got some pops from the Hunger Games, which I actually forgot that there was Hunger Games pops. We got a Taxi Driver pop, a chase for Iron Maiden, the Simon Glow-in-the-Dark chase. There's also some anime chases right there, and that's pretty much the rest of the section for the most part. And then once again, I'm going to make this joke. Well, final boss, it's going to be Bloodline Rules Rock. And you can definitely tell that it is packing up because of the lineup behind me for Robert Englund, also known as Freddy Krueger. And I think I am about to photobomb someone, so I'm going to move out of the way. So we're at the Top Pops booth, and I noticed this section right now with quite a bit of deluxe, but I did notice here a Star Wars Wacky Wobbler right there. Not too often that you actually see those. Comic covers right there. We got some of the Blockbuster Rewinds. There's also a soda of Brian Mariotti along with the Pix, which is the Thrill Joy product. Here we actually do have some Top Pops t-shirts in various sizes. And of course, like every year, Tristan does have the mystery bags, $20, 3 per person. And of course, sometimes these bags end up getting a spin on the wheel, whether that be getting you a Top Pop swag, a free mystery bag. You may be able to spin again. And then right here we got $10 sodas, 4 per person. There's quite a bit of variety. $15 pops here also. There's a variety like Blacklight Miles Morales. We got Rescue. We got the Elastigirl Alien Remix pop, which I do have in the collection already. And then down on this row, we do have a Cheshire Cat along with some of the Freddy Funkos that are a part of the Fun Days boxes. As we go up, there's some multi-packs, more Freddy Funkos. I do see the New York Comic Con exclusive Dark Magician Girl, which I do have in the collection already. And then we do have some NFT pops, including Quackerjack, Worf. There's the Xenomorph. And then right there, we do have a Poochie from The Simpsons, which I know MD's on the hunt for. We got some My Hero Academia once again. We got Chuckles, the Diamond Collection, Ronald McDonald, a C-3PO for the NFT set, which this is the second time we've actually seen that. Some Blacklight pops. There's also the Flash right there from Zootopia. And at this next booth, we actually have a display case with Rocky Horror Picture Show pops, the entire 6 pop set for $6.50. Not too often that I see these besides my local flea market. We have autographed WWE Pops with Dude Love, Trish Stratus, and Diesel, another Trish Stratus, another Dude Love, Hulk Hogan, and then we have other autographed Pops including Christopher Lloyd for Dr. Emmett Brown, and especially one right here with one of the only Back to the Future Pops that I still need in my collection, the Doc with Einstein. OG He-Man for the television lineup, Jason Voorhees, we got Michael Myers, Regan from The Exorcist with the OG Pop that's autographed. We got Veronica Taylor signed Pikachu. We got Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, which is only signed by Bret the Hitman Hart, but still cool to see. Got some autographed anime Pops. So the next booth we were at, we got ourselves a Art the Clown Pop from 2024 Scare Fair. We actually saw the Ghostface a bit ago. The 2-pack of Woody and Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story, which I do have. But talk about some older Pops, we got the Deadpool's Chimichanga truck that was exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con in 2015. And just a bit ago, I was actually looking at this 4-pack of Captain America, Iron Man, Hawkman, and Spider-Man, where 2 are actual Funko Pops, while the other ones are Pocket Pops. And then I noticed here the Anchorman Pops, which I haven't really seen in a while. We got Ron with Baxter. I believe right here is the scented Brian Fantana, which some people have told me that it actually smells like Sex Panther cologne. First time at the con, I'm actually seeing a Bray Wyatt, rest in peace. And then this section here, we got some NFT Pops. We had seen quite a bit of these, but some ones that I haven't seen yet, including Pazuzu. We got the Balloon Proto, the Huckleberry Hound, Grail Pop, and then we also have the Frankenstein as a part of the Universal Monsters, and I believe there are some behind here. There's a sneak peek, and I believe right back there, if my eyes are working correctly, yes, it is the Freddy Funko as Dr. Frankenstein. Probably my favorite Pop of that specific set. Here's a quick view of the rest. Is that, okay, so if this is April Fool's, that means that this has got to be, yep, the Pop-a-Set Freddy. Ooh, there's a Pop that I know MD would want, which is the glow-in-the-dark Phantom Virus from Scooby-Doo. This Pop looks sweet. We got some Freddy Funkos right there. Which one is it? Okay, so if this is the Jay and Silent Bob, is this, yes, the Moobies, or not the Moobies mascot, but the Moobies worker. And up here we do have the Bigfoot Deluxe that is a part of the Camp Fun Days. Today I wanted to give a shout out to Sentinel 107. And the reason I'm giving them a shout out is because they signed up for our YouTube channel membership, which only cost $1.99 a month. Which not only do you get a shout out on every single video, but you also get a bunch of other perks like using custom emojis in the comments, and more importantly, early access to every videos and shorts that we do on this channel. So definitely consider joining our YouTube channel membership. It'll be greatly appreciated and will help out this channel tremendously, especially because of how expensive these videos can be to do for you guys. So definitely consider, but nonetheless, let's continue on with this video.
Tomorrow.
Alright, so it is the following day from when I was at Niagara Falls Comic Con. Didn't feel like filming after walking around for like 4 hours or so. So I'm going to show off everything that I obtained from Niagara Falls Comic Con, which were 2 Funko Pops. So the first Pop I obtained is Poochie from The Simpsons, which this was one of the Pops that MD wanted me to pick up for him. So let's check out the Simpsons logo right there. Pop Television number 1498. I know that animation is about to hit 2000 very soon. There's the Pop art form, and this was exclusive to C2E2 last year in 2024. And on the back of the box, you actually have no Pops listed. Funko was only doing 1 Pop at a time for The Simpsons and not waves. And I actually obtained this Pop at the Top Pops booth. He actually had it sitting on one of the shelves, and he actually was selling this Pop much cheaper than a lot of the different vendors. Next Pop I'm actually going to be showing is my very first John Pop. If you know, you know. I actually obtained the Funko Pop Plus of Dark Magician from Yu-Gi-Oh! This is actually my very first Funko Pop Plus into my collection. There is the pop art form of Dark Magician with the name, and you can kind of see the Pop in the box. They kind of displayed it a little bit weirdly. Unlike the Poochie Pop, we actually do have a wave of Pops on the back here where we have Alexis Rhodes. I believe that's Elemental Hero Neo, if I'm reading that correctly. The Yubel Pop we did see, and then we have the Pop Plus of Dark Magician, which I have none of the Pops in this set yet. I'm kind of waiting for those Pops to be a little bit cheaper, or perhaps when there's a $5 Friday sale at my local GameStop, I'll obtain those Pops at that price.